up, man?
Yo, 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 what up?
Hey, nothing much, nothing much. Hey, we're gonna start this episode off a little bit differently.
All
Just a
right,
little
let's
bit
go,
different.
killer. Let's go.
Usually I like to ramble first and I get all into it. But first, if you made it to this video, for all the people who watch this, please like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let's talk about it 910, or head over to the Instagram and subscribe there. Comment on the reel, share it to your friends, because we trying to spread the word.
And we
on these-
truly appreciate our 10 people that faithfully watch us every Tuesday. We appreciate you.
Hey, and if y'all watch it 3 times on the YouTube, we appreciate y'all even more. But nah, man, like we said, we started this podcast honestly, probably because of this show, man, that we're about to talk about. This might be the beginning of how this happened. So
Absolutely.
I think that's why we have to make sure that we get people to comment, subscribe to this journey, because it's been 3 years, probably 3 years since this journey began. And I think, man, for some reason, I just got a tingling in my spirit that we are making a change.
A little bit.
There's a little bit of a change, but enough with that, man. Enough with that. We got a very special
coolest
promoter
white
here.
guy alive joining us today, ain't he?
Huh?
The coolest white guy alive.
He up there.
Oh, dang. He ain't the coolest? Okay. All right.
But we have a very special guest because Bobby, if you guys do not know, he promotes multiple shows for the OCB. From the day that I met him, he's been a super solid guy. I'm pretty sure I've seen a pillow that he made of you before. So, I mean, this guy is he encompasses what a promoter is, and we're going to get him on today just basically to kind of give us the mindset of how he promotes his shows, how he puts on such a great event, and what he do to keep people coming back to those shows. But I dug in the archives, so this is why it's even more special, because I dug in the archives, because, you know, sometimes I feel like these promoters don't really be competing, bro. But look at Bobby over there, man.
Hey, leg
He
shredded,
got
ain't
legs
they?
on him.
He got some
But let's
doolies.
bring
Okay.
the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Bobby. What's going on?
What's up, guys?
What's going on, Roberto?
Man, how'd you find that picture? I thought I took down anything related to actually competing.
Hey, man, if you dig long enough, you're going to hit something. So I think I dug enough and I found it.
Yeah.
But how are you, Bobby? Can you
I'm doing
please,
good, man. How you guys doing? Good?
Good, man. Good.
That's good.
Can you give us a
looking
quick...
good? You got triple XL shirt on? Stretching that thing out. Looking good, man. You got to get some bigger sizes maybe this year, you know?
Hey, appreciate it, man.
But can you please give us a quick introduction on who you are? Kind of just you could give us in depth or even the basics. Tell us what shows you promote at first, and also where people can find you at.
Okay, so honestly, I am basically a bodybuilding enthusiast. Like this sport, natural bodybuilding, that's like my favorite thing. That's what I love in this world is natural bodybuilding. So I competed for, I don't know, 8 or 10 years from like 2007 to 2019. So a little more, I guess, than 10. And then I kind of got done with competing, and there were some changes happening in the sport. So I got involved in promoting, and now, you know, promoting's like what I love to do. That's all I love to do. So I promote the presidential in August, and then I promote the Chesapeake in October. And then this year, I'm also co-promoting with the Chesapeake, the Masters Nationals. So it's technically 2 shows in one in October. Nationals first, and then the Chesapeake after that. But yeah, at the core of all of this, I'm just a bodybuilder like everybody else. Just I want to make this sport better. I want to make the OCB better. Like that's really all that I am. I wish I had a big like fancy title like executive or like something, but I don't.
We can definitely make up a title for you. That's what people do nowadays. They just make up titles.
Yeah,
so we
I
can
know.
give you a title if you want one.
I want regional, a director of something. You know what I mean? Like I want just some big long title that I can just have it on a business card, and when I go to anywhere, you know, go to a show, just hand it out. And people are like, "Oh, he must be really important."
We can definitely come up with a name for you, a title for sure.
All right.
So let's hop right into this, Bobby.
Okay.
So you just said you're very involved in the sport. You're a great ass promoter. Dude, where do you get your energy and your drive from? To me, you're like the competitor promoter because you take care of the competitors first, man. So where did that drive come from?
I guess just from doing shows, honestly, just competing. Like I would, you know, do shows. I mean, and there'd be things I didn't like about how the shows were. There'd be things I did like. And then, you know, once I started promoting, I was like, oh, I can kind of do whatever I want. So then I was like, well, I'm going to, you know, kind of just try to take everything, the extra mile, take everything, you know, the extra distance so that the shows are kind of unforgettable. I mean, in my mind, it's like if you do one of my shows, I hope that if you don't win your pro card, when you come back to compete again, I hope my show is on your list. If you do win your pro card, when you come back to compete as a pro, I hope that your show, you know, my show is on your list. And I feel like that just comes down to like being a person and just being there, being present. Like I'm always, well, almost always at check-ins. I'm always at the show. I try to be as visible as I can, you know, throughout the whole process for anybody, like any competitor, amateur, pro, coach, girlfriend, boyfriend, mom, whoever, you know, has questions. I try to be there and be like as hands-on and involved as I can. And I feel like that really makes a difference. Like just being there shows how much you care.
No, I definitely can agree with that because I think a lot of people hide behind their promotion page. Like a lot of people do not know who promotes these shows or do not know the faces, but you're very front facing. And I think a lot of people appreciate that because if it's a bad show, they know who to blame. But if it's a great experience, they also know who to thank. And I think that's the reason why, of course, like a person like myself brings so many athletes to that show or compete at that show just because of the vibe and the aura you give off to us as athletes.
Well, thank you, man.
But moving on to something different, you seem to make your show better each and every year. So, what trends or what things do you see in the natural bodybuilding climate that will kind of force bodybuilding or force your show to keep improving? Like, is there something out there you see that maybe challenge you to do better the next year, or is it just internal motivation from your show to the next year?
A lot of it's internal motivation. I definitely, you know, I want to make things bigger and better every year and, you know, reinvest in my show because I feel like that is what makes the difference is like, you look at your show, you look at pictures after, and you're like, oh, this could be better. Or like, I'll look at my, you know, I don't like this, or I don't like that, or I don't like this on my stage, or I don't like this with my award. So it's like, I feel like after the shows, I constantly am making notes and changes of things that I want to improve, you know, for the following year. And I feel like I try to make everything better quality every year. Like the first time you do something, it might not be the highest quality, but then it's like every year, if you just make sure is better than it was the year before, it's like, you add all them up in a few years, you know, you got pretty good show. So for me, it's kind of just competing with myself. I mean, I try to just outdo what I did the year before, you know, like I try to just find new ideas, new awards, you know, everything just to kind of, you know, even changing up staging, just try to make things better, you know? So really I just compete with myself. I mean, obviously there's a lot of other shows, a ton of good shows out there, but I try not to put a whole lot, you know, of attention on what other people are doing. I kind of just try to do my thing and, you know, try to improve every year.
I can definitely agree with that. One thing about you, you are a very unique person when it comes to your shows. Like all your stuff is unique. The belts, the trophies, all that is unique. And even some of your designs and stuff. I seen another design. I was like, hold on, he copied Bobby. But
I might have helped him. I might have helped him a little bit, but you know, you look out for your friends, right? You look out for your friends.
Absolutely, 100%. So
as long as we're all on the same team, you know what I mean?
Right. So there's a ton of shows up in your region, up there, Virginia, DC area.
Yeah, this is a hotbed right here.
Yeah. How do you make Presidential and Chesapeake stand out from all these other shows, like the Conqueror, the Richmond show, whatever other 100 shows y'all got in that little area.
Yeah, it does. I mean, honestly, it seems like because the OCB started, in Maryland, it does seem like this has always been a hotbed for natural bodybuilding, like the whole DMV, everything, just because this is where Matt started everything, in 2003. As far as keeping up with everybody, I mean, the Conqueror is pretty hard to keep up with. I don't know if, because it's, women's pro show, I don't know if you guys have ever been, but I mean, I've worked that show for 9 years in a row. I mean, it's pretty hard to keep up with the Meekins. Frank and Aaron do a really good job. It's hard to keep up with them. They kind of, I think they have the same mentality as me. It's just every year you just, push forward, try to do new stuff, try to do better stuff, try to improve the quality of everything. But it's hard, man. It is super tough to separate yourself. I mean, I think a lot of it, at least for me, is that I try to make like all my social media stuff athlete driven. Like every post is not about me and not about, anything else except for the athletes. That's literally what those show pages are for. And I think sometimes people lose sight of what a show page is about, but it's about the athletes. So it's like, I always want to tag athletes, collaborate with athletes, post athletes. So I think that goes a long way because they appreciate when you acknowledge them and you know who they are, and you can find their Instagram handle, as difficult as that is with some people, but you find them and you tag them. I mean, I think that goes a long way because people see that you're active and you're alive. You know what I mean? Like out there. And that really, I think, excites people for the show.
You mean to tell me you don't want Bobby Covino on a medal hitting the most muscular?
Yeah, no. Yeah, there's not going to be any Bobby Covino on a pop-up. Like, you're not going to see me on a cardboard cutout on the stage. Like, yeah, I have that's not going to happen. It's not about me, man. It's about, the athletes. It's about the competitors. So, yeah.
Now, I think you just hit on one of our major points that we spoke about on our first episode of the promoter series that me and Jamal kicked off with. And we talked about how those promoter pages are very important to the audience, right? Mm-hmm. Because not only do you help promote athletes, because we always think about, hey, what do athletes get out of this experience of competing at a show? And usually we feel like it's one-sided, right? We compete, we spend money, but what do we get out of it? And I think you do a really good job at highlighting, exposing these athletes and putting them out there. Like you said, tagging them, making it intentional, showing them that you care, because a tag or anything like that, that's free promotion for you as well. They share it to their followers. They show it to people who watch them daily, and they're like, oh my gosh, there's a show up there in, Baltimore. So I think that's super important. And I mean, we appreciate it as athletes. I can definitely tell you that personally. So for your page though, where do you get all these kinks of like making the Champs Up series? You got the head-to-head wrestling. You got to be a WWE fan because you got all these.
I mean, well, growing up, man, like, I felt like my brother and I, we watched wrestling. We obviously, like every other, like, brother duo in the world, we practiced wrestling in our living room, dropping the big elbow off your sofa. So I feel like we grew up with like wrestling, and we liked American Gladiators and like kind of all the typical like 80s kids stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think sometimes I try to keep like the pages, fun and interactive. So sometimes if you can build, any sort of hype about certain pros or any pros who are coming to the show, I think it's fun. You know what I mean? Like that's what gets me excited, is posting about people who everybody knows. They've said they're coming to the show. Like last year, like Marcus, early on, Marcus was like, I'm coming to the presidential. And then obviously if Marcus announces that, that kind of spurs, kind of a chain of events of other people want to get in because Marcus is involved. So then it's fun the whole way leading up to it to constantly involve, Marcus and stuff, because he does, Marcus is kind of the same as me. He loves this, like he wakes up every day. I feel like he loves natural bodybuilding and he loves the competitiveness that's in it. So it's fun to make like funny reels that, like you said, like they're like WWE wrestling, like just anything that kind of draws interest and, kind of gets people talking. So I mean, it's just something you got to have fun with.
Hey, so are you up to date on WWE?
Oh man, not
Dude,
super
so
up to
let me tell
date.
you, John Cena turned heel a couple of weeks ago. He
Yeah,
pissed
I
me
saw
off.
that.
The
I saw
freaking
that.
Rock got him to trade sides.
I know,
Now
right?
Cody Rhodes, like I'm just like Cody Rhodes about to probably get his ass beat here at
Yeah, I mean,
WrestleMania.
nobody's taking
But
down the Rock. I mean, the Rock.
I'm rooting for Jay Uso though. Yeet.
Oh, you
Jay's gonna get the title, man. Yeah.
yeah.
But okay, so let's talk about your master show, Chesapeake, man. This is big for all the masters. I don't think OCB has anything like this. Just tell us a little bit about that so we can get that out there and get the stage filled up with masters, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So 2 years ago, there was like conversations about trying to promote some masters classes and just seeing how it went. So the first year, I think we just did bodybuilding, men's physique, and then bikini and figure. Just as kind of an experiment to see how it went. And then I guess just like you guys said, the market that I'm in, I guess because I'm close to kind of everywhere, you know what I mean? Like we can get people up and down the East Coast to come to Maryland fairly easy. The numbers, were huge. So then, last year we kind of did everything again and, it seemed like it grew again. So as soon as it was over, we started having conversations and we're like, well, let's just do, everything masters and we'll just, call the Masters Nationals like the only all Masters pro show in the organization. So, I mean, the way we're going to run it is we're going to do the Masters Nationals in the morning. So that'll be basically I'm going to run it as two different shows. Like for the Masters Nationals, I have a whole new set, whole new stage. I'm going to set it all up. Run the Masters, give the pros that morning time show. So the pros are out there 9 or 10. Hopefully all the pros are done by, 1, 2 o'clock. And then they're on their way to get home, get wherever they're, get their buffet or whatever they're going to do. And then in the evening, we'll run the Chesapeake, so the amateur side, which we obviously have a totally different stage for. So basically, I'm going to be setting up and breaking down staging a lot for an entire day. But again, that's kind of the difference that, one person can make if you're there and you have the right people on hand to help you pull these kind of things off. So, I mean, the Masters Nationals will just be exclusively all masters. So 35 plus female, 40 plus men, and only pros. So it's pretty much exclusive, as far as the OCB. There's a few other shows that do have masters pros, but this is exclusively masters pros. So I'm excited for it. I mean, last year I felt like, we had 63 pros, close to 65 pros, and that's masters pros. We're not talking open pros, like masters pros. So the numbers, I mean, and the numbers for the Masters Nationals or for the Masters Pro divisions have just been climbing. It seems like, and even the athletes backstage, like a lot of the competitors last year, I felt like they were thanking me, like, "Oh, this is awesome that you're doing this for the Masters Pros. We don't have anything exclusive." And a lot of times, I feel like Masters Pros have this approach, like they need an event that's just Masters Pros because they don't want to hang with the young bucks and like the people that are peaking and in their prime. But I mean, you guys probably know just as well as I do, like there's a ton of guys 40 plus who are absolute serious players at any pro show, whether it's Masters or just straight open. And the same thing with the women. I mean, there's a lot of figure women where I feel like they're at their best once they hit 35. I feel like they're harder, denser, more mature muscles. So it's like, just because it's Masters, I mean, I don't think that really means that, any of the level of competition is going to be down at all. I mean, you saw last year, I mean, look at Cesario. Like, I mean, I would say he will be right in anything, wouldn't you? I mean, doesn't matter if it's a Masters show, if it's an open show, like same thing on the women's side, like Mal. I mean, we hadn't seen Mal in a couple of years. But I mean, Mal's crazy, just genetic freak. Her back and lats are just almost same size as yours, Jamal. It's like, I mean, so a lot of these Masters athletes, people sleep on how ridiculous they really are. But I mean, a lot of these Masters pros are legit. And I think they just like it that this is an event exclusive to Masters.
Gotcha. I'm gonna actually head into first call out because I got a follow-up question for that.
Okay.
All right, so first call out. So this is just where we start the tougher questions, but not really tougher, but more fun questions. So how much money could we possibly raise the Masters National to get people like Magnum on that stage, to get people like Dr. Taz on that stage, to get people like Marion Date on that stage? What do we have to do to get these top names at the Masters Nationals?
Man, I don't know if you're ever gonna get Magnum. I don't know, man. Because I mean, I feel like I pledge allegiance to Magnum, but I don't know, man. I don't know if Magnum's even gonna do anything but a Yorton. But I know what you mean as far as like.
It's a couple weeks after the Yorton, though. So this could be the major
time. I did kind of time it right. I mean, so right after the Yorton, all of these, high caliber athletes are ready, and it's only a few more weeks, especially because the date changed with the Yorton this year. So I think it's definitely. I mean, I don't want to say we can get it to the Yorton Cup level. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't think anything's going to get to that level. I feel like the Yorton's kind of its own thing, and everybody else is separate. But yeah, my goal absolutely is to raise it next year, is to raise all the payouts so that I'm not at the standard OCB payouts. As far as what that number is going to be, I mean, honestly, I don't know, to tell you the truth. I mean, you kind of have to see. But that is a tough question because, I mean, I agree with you. Like, I wanted to have higher payouts so that, I mean, obviously, then it becomes more prestigious. It means more. It matters more if you have better awards, a bigger stage, a bigger payout. I feel like it matters more and it means more. So, yeah, my goal next year definitely is to try to raise the payouts. I mean, I've had short conversations about qualifying, but that's like a double-edged sword too, because sometimes if everyone has to qualify, it's a little bit harder. I mean, I guess competition's better, but then sometimes you might lose some people along the way, that don't want to qualify. But I mean, I guess that's conversation, that's kind of on the table, and we'll just see where it goes. But I mean, it would be nice if we could raise everything, a significant bump next year. I mean, I'd be happy if, I don't know. I don't think, like I said, I don't think there's a dollar amount that would get Magnum. Do you? I mean,
I'm just saying, if someone wins 6,000 one week and then they go win another 3 the next 4 weeks, that sounds real promising.
You're right. That's a good month, right? That's a pretty good month in our sport. In the little world of natural bodybuilding, that's a good month, Because, I mean, you guys know, I mean, really, unless the payout is something crazy, it's not really going to change you or your life, but obviously it's appreciated. But yeah, I mean, unless the payout was something crazy like $10,000, it's like, it's not going to change anybody's life. But I'm with you guys, man. I think that, higher payouts definitely better. It's definitely more incentive for athletes, especially because all pros have to travel and, everything that's involved with, staying on prep for 8-10 months, to get to a couple shows. So I do feel like it should be higher. But you're right. If it could be 3,000 and then right after the Yorton you get another, nice chunk of change, you're right. We could get a lot of the same people. Maybe we gotta get Magnum on it and see what his number's gonna be. Just ask him what's the number gonna be.
4,000 will make it a smooth 10. 4, 2, and 1. Boom. Massive nationals.
So, what's your mindset or theme behind the Master Show? Because we all know you do presidential, American flag, whatever the case may be. So, what's the theme with the Master Show?
With the Masters, so far, I've done a lot of gold.
Okay.
I kind of made a gold logo. I'm getting some custom medals made that are going to be gold. Obviously, the overall pro titles have a lot of gold. So I feel like for Masters, it's kind of fitting, like gold. I feel like it just kind of fits in with the Masters in general. Everything's kind of going to be gold and probably black and gold for the most part. But yeah, gold.
All right, and does your idea shift when it comes from like a regular open show to Masters as far as like trophies and everything?
You mean like for amateurs?
Yeah.
No, I mean like last year, both of my events, like the Masters pro card winners. It was the same trophies, same awards as the Open pro card winners, because I mean, me especially, I have a horse in that race. So I want to treat Masters athletes the best I can at all my events so that they say, oh, this was awesome. And this guy has another one, or he has the pro side at another show. So yeah, I always treat, the Masters winning, pro cards, the same as the amateurs. And I mean, that's another thing. Like, I honestly kind of got that from Frank, man. Frank Meekins has been doing that way, almost before anybody. But he always gives out, huge overalls for every pro winner, every pro card winner. So he's always treated the Masters pros very, very well. And I try to duplicate that and do the same thing and just make sure the Masters pros, feel like their pro card victory is just as valuable as the Open winner, because I mean, it is, no matter what, because you don't know what some of these people have gone through, you know what I mean? When you're 35 or you're 40 and you're in the sport of competing, I mean, a lot of these people, you've lived a lot before you even get there. So sometimes you have no idea what some of these people have gone through, or like, you guys know, I mean, you guys go to a lot of shows. Sometimes you meet somebody, they're like, yeah, I just started working out like 3 years ago. And it's like, they kind of are starting so late in the game, but it's awesome to see people have that kind of fire and drive and motivation to, still go after it, even if they haven't been lifetime weightlifter, lifting since they were, 14 years old. And you know what I mean? They don't have the best genetics, but they're still, going after it. So I always love the Masters pros,
Gotcha. So for these next ones, I'm going to show these belts, and I want you to briefly give us the mindset behind creating these belts. Because this first one this one is special. It looks really good, So give us the mindset behind this one in particular.
Oh, the presidential belt. Yeah. Man, it's just that logo. I guess in 2021, I redid the OCB logo myself, and I put that American flag behind it when I first started the presidential, because I just thought it needed to be more patriotic. So, and then from there, I just got into this whole belt scene, and I started researching belts and whether it should be brass or it should be zinc, or how thick it should be. Should it be 2 millimeters or 4 millimeters? So I started doing all this research on like all these championship belts, like the UFC titles, obviously like the WWE titles, just to see what I could find out as far as, how they were made and like, all the different options. And then I just kind of had an idea, like I was going to try to, replicate basically that, that WWE title, but I thought the OCB logo kind of fit in there perfect, So I was like, try it out. So I just kind of every year tried to evolve a little bit, change the strap color every year, and then made it a little bit bigger, than it was the previous years, the logo. And then every year I have like down the bottom, I'll get like the year and the show name put on there. So it's kind of customized, to each year.
We got somebody with 2 in the back, so he looking for it. But what about
the first one? Don't got it, buddy.
What about this one?
That one. Oh man. So that's the Masters Nationals. So that's the women's Masters Nationals. So with this one, I tried to change things up because the first year I did the belts, I didn't really love the way they looked. Just wasn't the quality I was looking for. I think I'm a little bit too nitpicky about stuff. So then I found, I kind of found somebody else. What's he doing?
What's wrong with this, Bobby? So now I'm upset because you say you didn't like these. So you gave
no. I like that one. I didn't like the one for the Chesapeake the first year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I like that one. I like the blue. I wanted to do the blue strap again this year, but I got peer pressures, and so now we got the black straps.
Okay.
But that looks good, man. I like that. I think you should do the whole rest of the year. You should wear the belt like that when we do these episodes. But yeah, on the Masters Nationals on this one, look at that.
Oh, okay.
So can you see that? Like this is like nugget texture.
Yeah, that's nice.
On this belt, like this whole thing is one solid piece, and then this is like nugget texturing, and then all these crystals. So this year, like I really wanted to kind of change it up, because I just wasn't in love with how it looked before. So I spent some time, and last year's belt, I didn't have these like half circles. So this year I changed it up and kind of made it exactly like that new OCB logo, like the new modern logo. Just because I feel like every year you just got to step it up and make it look, a little bit better. I feel like I already have ideas on what I want to change for next year. Maybe I need more hobbies. You know what I mean? If like all I do is sit around and think about, pro championship belts all day, it's like maybe I need to do something else besides bodybuilding and football, like
that is true.
But I mean, that's basically it. I mean, the belts are fun, man. They're fun to design. I enjoy the whole process of trying to make them better every single year. Like this year they're all zinc this year. I mean, maybe I shouldn't give away too many details because I know there's some snakes out there in the grass, See. But yeah, good luck, right? Good luck. Keep up. But yeah, just every year I just try to make the belts bigger and better and everything I can, to make it more fun than it was the year before.
Hey, so are we about to go into last call out?
We can, yes. So last call out. So this is a quick hitter section where we will have just a few questions that we're going to shoot at you and see if you can give us a quick answer off the top of your head without too much thought.
Oh man.
All right, so you just made my wheels turn a little bit. How competitive is the promoter world? Because you just said keep up. So like me and Eric know it's like a internal battle of like, who can put on the best show. So how intense can it get being a promoter?
I mean, dude, I am the most competitive promoter in the world. I don't care what anyone says. I want my shows to be bigger and better than anyone's. And I mean, that's probably a lot of the driving force, behind the way I operate and the way I do stuff and the way I make, customize all my own awards, all my trophy tags, everything, custom, because I don't want anyone to have what I have. Right. So it is, to me, it's ultra competitive. As far as like legitimately like face-to-face competitive, like, no, I don't even acknowledge anyone else. But you know what I mean? It is very competitive because everyone is about trying to, push the envelope and raise the bar, I'm just lucky that in the OCB, the past 4 or 5 years, business been going this way. So that makes my life much easier when you're a part of an organization that's growing as rapidly, as the OCB has in the past, really since 2020, 2021, that does make it a lot easier. But even promoting is competitive. It definitely is. There's no doubt. I feel like if there's a promoter who doesn't think it's competitive, you'll probably be able to tell. Like you probably see their stage, you probably see their awards, you probably see their swag, and you'll know that they don't think it's very competitive because they're willing to accept, stuff that doesn't look professional, doesn't look good. Because I mean, obviously like the entire sport is small, but I mean, to me, it's still about making it as big and as best as you can. Even if end of the day, natural bodybuilding, in the big scheme of things is small, I still try to take everything to the max and make it as professional as I possibly can.
Gotcha. And I think the one nugget about that is that you just said was when promoters are competitive, the true winners are the athletes. And that's what's super important. Like I know the promoters have a great show, but I think the bigger and better you do your show, the more athletes come back to your show, which is good for the promoter, but the athletes win the experience of that day. You know what I mean? So definitely. We really appreciate that as well. But I have a picture here.
Uh-oh.
You may know these three guys, potentially.
Oh, yeah.
You may know these
that's the three OCB presidents right there,
So how are you capable? Because I've been seeing over the past years, pros will win a show and they will not return. They will not go back. They're like, hey, been there, done that. Why do you feel like you are able to retain your champions and they want to come defend their title 2-3 times in a row?
Man, that's I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I guess hopefully it's just that it's a good show. Because I mean, truthfully, like I'll tell you the honest truth. Like I I don't slide in any athletes' DMs and beg them to come back. Like I love to have them back, but like I don't work like that where I'm trying to beg and beg and beg and like almost make people feel guilty if they don't come back. Like I absolutely want to have everyone back. I mean, like I've built such good relationships over the years with Jamal, with Emeka, with David, especially because David Cole. I mean, his first show was the Chesapeake, so David and I, we become real close. But I mean, yeah, I truthfully just try to put on the best show I can, and then hopefully people love it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I did some other stuff, and it was terrible, and then presidential was way better, so I'm gonna go to presidential."
I mean, I can kind of answer that for you, Eric. Well, for me personally, for one, like Bobby said, Bobby is a good, genuine guy. So, I appreciate him on that end. And for two, he actually cares about the athletes, man. As soon as you check in, like it's nothing but friendly vibes. You're going to get cool stuff at Bobby's show. So for me personally, that's why I always come back, because he's just a cool guy. He's actually like a promoter. Like he cares about the athletes. And on top of that, you get belts and shit, dude. So
yeah, belts are pretty good, right? I mean,
absolutely.
I never competed in a show that had belts.
This will be my last question for you.
All right.
All right. The OCB is drowning and your family is drowning. You can only save one. Who are you saving, Bobby?
I only have one.
I'm kidding. Don't answer that.
I was like, what kind of question is this? I'm about to say, oh, we ain't competing next year. Better go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. So, on a serious note, give us the safest place to go out and eat at presidential.
Oh man, yeah. What? Yeah, you guys got to start hanging out with a different crowd, man. Like
Hey, we would have hung out with Bobby. None of that would have happened, bro.
Yeah, seriously, right? I mean, you guys got to go away from DC and go more like outskirts in the suburbs of Maryland, or maybe go to Crofton. That's a little bit safer area. I feel like.
Shout out to people.
Even though honestly, like
about the whole experience or ordeal, they did not steal my belt. They left the.
I know, they probably looked at it like, "What is this?" I mean, I don't understand. I mean, like, so if like, you guys not intimidating when you go out in public? Like,
they waited until it was in the restaurant, Bobby.
Oh, it wasn't a you thing. So they didn't know what you looked like.
Oh, they knew what we looked like. They waited until we went into the restaurant.
Brave people, right? Well, I guess they're not really brave because they waited until you went in the restaurant.
So I have two questions. I have three questions, because I don't think we clearly stated one thing. But I have two additional questions. So Masters Nationals, is that open to all categories?
It is. I'm willing to do all categories. The classic physique, even though this sounds ridiculous, it's like classic physique is not old enough. Even though it's supposed to be an older look, there's just not enough 40-year-old guys in classic physique. Because we could definitely do it. I mean, we could absolutely do it, but I don't want to do it and only have 5 guys. I want to do it and have a lot of guys. So
drop the age.
Well, I mean, I don't have you guys. You got to take that to a higher power than me. But it is everything except for classic. So all the women's categories, women's physique, figure, wellness, bikini, and then men's bodybuilding and men's physique. I mean, it does seem like bodybuilding is coming back. I mean, I don't know what you guys think. I mean, presidential last year, 23 pro bodybuilders. Chesapeake last year was like 16 pro bodybuilders. So I don't know. Maybe just the pro level, it's more bodybuilding than classic. I don't know. But if there was enough interest, I would absolutely add classic this year. And I would just have to get another belt made.
Okay. So second question, what has been your most memorable moment at the Presidential Cup?
Oh, man, at the Presidential. I don't know, man. There's been a lot of good moments. There definitely has been. Unfortunately, last year, you guys know, I wasn't at the show. Had a baby come same day. But I think in 2023, for me, when I had Emeka, Jamal, and David all win, that was something just really cool to me because Emeka had been there before. David had been there before, so it was just kind of cool that three people I knew all won. So I mean, that was definitely a special moment, for me as a promoter, just because the quality of pro, like the tier of pros. Don't you guys feel like in this sport there's a lot of levels to the pros, and having those three win, I feel like that's three top level, like top tier pros. So that was special to me. I got a picture with every single one of them on stage. I still have those pictures. So, that's the kind of stuff as a promoter that's special to me because I'm still, like I said, I'm a fan of this. I don't just promote it. Like, I love it. I love seeing who wins. I love seeing the pros. So, yeah, I think just going out with, every year with the champs is going to kind of be like a new favorite moment,
All right, and I have one more. So you say you're a wrestling fan. So this is a two-part question. Would you have been part of the Hardy Boys or the Dudley Boys? And then if me and Jamal was a tag team tandem at the Presidential, he's doing Classic and I'm doing Men's Physique, what tag team match are you putting up against us in Classic and Men's Physique?
Oh, I can pick two athletes?
Yes.
to compete against you guys in Classic and in Men's Physique?
Yes.
Ooh, dude, I don't know, man. The Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys, man, that's no offense, those are terrible. What about like I would want to be part of the Road Warriors. Do you guys remember them? They had like football pads with like huge spikes. And then
that's way back in the day.
And then I want a crazy mohawk. Just don't tell Jess, but I want like some crazy swirls in my hair and face paint. I would definitely have face paint if I was a wrestler. As far as, man, it's hard to think. It's hard to think of a Classic person to put against Jamal. Man, that's tough. Do you want this to be like the WrestleMania? Like,
so this is for the belts. For the belt, WrestleMania, for the belt. Who would you put against us to tag team against us?
Oh man, I don't know. I think because of the way you're built, Eric, I want to see you and David Cole always because I feel like you guys are on the more muscular side of the men's physique world. You know what I mean? Like you guys are both like the bigger guys. I feel like, like the 200-pound club, where a lot of the men's physique guys are not as muscular. So I would say David Cole definitely on one side against you. Man, Jamal, I don't know, man. That's hard. I like Luis a lot. I do like him. I'm trying to think who else I really like as far as Classic. Man, it's tough.
I mean, I can name three right now.
You can name three?
Uh-oh.
All right, spit some names at me. Let me see what you got. Let me see.
I mean, according to the results in September.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, Domain. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't gonna go there. I don't want to get you in your feelings. So I mean, I wasn't gonna bring that up. You know what I mean? Like that's not a friendly thing to do. Okay.
You're right.
But I mean, you brought it up, so I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's for you, I guess, right? I just think like there's a lot of times people will kind of be gunning for you. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Maybe because you like have won so much recently. Maybe that's why. I don't know. I do feel like people always out for Jamal's head, aren't they? Like no one's out to hurt Eric, but everyone's out for Jamal.
And that's okay. I live for it, man.
That's how you want it, isn't it? I mean, don't lie. I know how you are. You're an aggressive personality. That's how you want it. That's how you want it.
I think people are outwardly against Jamal. People are like behind the scenes out for me. Like I think
so? Yeah. I guess not. People aren't as vocal about being against Eric.
Because I keep the peace. That's all. But Bobby, can you please? I'm gonna put these flyers up here, but as I put the flyers, can you please tell them the handles, tell them the dates, and just kind of give us a quick debrief. So the first one I have right here is
Presidential. Yes. At OCB Presidential. August 9th, Bowie, Maryland. So it's just outside of DC, which is super convenient because you don't have to deal with city traffic and city parking, and we have parking on site. So that kind of helps out a lot.
and
And
then
we got
have
Jamal down there. Masters National. So the Masters National is still under the Chesapeake Instagram handle. So OCB Chesapeake Classic is also Masters Nationals. I'm kind of, collaborating both shows on one page. So OCB Chesapeake Classic, again, that's in Baltimore. It's the same thing. We have parking on site. You don't have to deal with parking garages in the city and going up and down and, an elevator in a parking garage to get to the show. Parking right on site. You can just walk right in.
exactly. Gotcha. Well, once again, we want to thank you, Bobby. I'm gonna let Jamal close this one out. Jamal, what you got for us?
Hey, appreciate you, Bobby, man. You're a real one. You're one of the good promoters, great promoters there is around. So keep doing your thing, man. And you never know. You might see us in August. Or you might not.
But until next time,
thank you guys. I appreciate it, man.
Peace.
All right.